What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Aeronation here, and today we are doing a video on The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt running on the Steam Deck. So just jumping right into it. Right now we're looking at the actual graphic settings that I have enabled. There is a Steam Deck option, as you can tell from the top of the screen where it says Steam Deck, but I've actually went in and changed a couple things here and there. So it doesn't get a locked 60, but it does hit between 45 and 60 FPS, which for the Steam Deck is more than enough, especially considering the horsepower or, lack thereof that is under the hood of this thing. But anyway, so just going through here, ray tracing off, obviously. For those of you who don't know, the Steam Deck does not have any type of AI upscaling. So no DLSS, no FSR. There is a way to fake FSR. There is a process, and there are tons of videos on YouTube that if you're interested in doing that, that is an option. But for this video, this is just going to be a generic breakdown of how the game functions, the settings that I have, and just giving y'all some gameplay so y'all can see what your actual use case scenario will look like. So anti-aliasing off, obviously we just went over it. We don't have, the Steam Deck doesn't have the AI features to enable any of those things, so we're going to skip over that. We're going to leave screen space ambient occlusion off, and then I have screen space reflections at low, just so the shadows and stuff don't look like they're out of Borderlands, essentially. Motion blur. This channel, we do not like motion blur. We turn motion blur off. But that's, if you like motion blur for whatever reason, you are more than inclined to enable that feature. Blur turned off, and then pretty much everything else is I've left on. NVIDIA HairWorks, that's just more performance and horsepower that the Steam Deck doesn't have, so that's just going to cause issues enabling that. Background characters, that is actually going to help save you a lot of horsepower with the Steam Deck by having the number of NPCs being low. Shadow quality, and this is where I started tweaking stuff. So shadow quality and terrain, well, actually majority of these things I've set to medium, which if you know anything about Steam Deck, a lot of games you're lucky if they run it low. But like I said, I've done some tweaking with this, and I messed around with this for probably about 2 or 3 hours yesterday, and I like the settings that I have quote unquote curated here. And then the only thing that's on high is detail level. But now that we got that out of the way, let's just jump right into the game. Alright. So if you look at the frame time graph in the top left hand corner next to the FPS, you'll see it looks a little jagged. Like, it's not perfect, but the way that it actually plays isn't bad at all. But like I said, right now we're hovering around the 60 FPS mark. GPU's pretty much, for all intent and purposes, maxed out. CPU's sitting at about 60 to 70%. I'm trying to play and talk through this at the same time. It's not very easy. But yeah, honestly though, for the Steam Deck, it looks and runs great on the Steam Deck. And also too, if you have a Steam Deck OLED, or if you're looking to get a Steam Deck and you're eyeballing between the OLED and the regular, the LED, go with the OLED. Pay the extra money, get the OLED. It actually makes a pretty big difference with a game, especially like this, where there's a lot of different, not textures, but just different things, like especially with lighting and stuff going on, that the OLED can just, it gives the Steam Deck a little bit more power than it actually has, if that makes sense. But yeah, so this is just how it runs on the Steam Deck. I'm going to run around a little bit more just so y'all can kind of see it in action. And also, this is my first time playing The Witcher 3. So I have decided that instead of me trying to loosely piece together what's going on, I have decided that I would reach out to a friend, and I'm going to let Ixonstorm tell you why this game is awesome.
Ixonstorm here. Thank you, Aeronation. So what can I say about Witcher 3? other than it is the pinnacle of RPGs that you will ever get to play. Follow Geralt of Rivia in his search for Ciri in one of the most well-crafted and visually stunning games you will ever have the luxury of playing, with an epic story from start to finish, where you will meet an amazing cast of characters as well as some of the most immersive side missions in any game to date, in my opinion. All this is wrapped into a dense open world to explore, with loot, enemies, secrets to be found in every nook and cranny. It definitely rewards you for your exploration. And with all that, you also have a satisfying combat system coupled with magic and potions for you to master as well. All of this, even now, after a decade, still looks and sounds amazing, and also comes with what could only be described as the best DLC ever made for a game, period. But saying that, with the 120 hours I put in this game all those years ago, it's still the only game, including its predecessor, that has done something to me that most games have not done since, and that is leaving a lasting impression and fond memories. And what perfect time to jump in and play Witcher 3 with the potential crossover DLC to bridge the gap for Witcher 4. But don't just take my word for it, go play the game. Happy hunting, witches.
Thank you, Ixonstorm, for that awesome tidbit of information about the game. And again, I hope all of you enjoyed the Steam Deck review, and I hope you actually go and check out the game, whether you have a Steam Deck or not. So again, thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.